Hello and welcome to the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner, and this is part 2 of the 4 wonderful university deans of Fayetteville State University. We have Dr. John Brooks, who is the Dean of University College, Dr. Marion Olion, the Dean of College of Education, Dr. Lee Brown, Interim Dean of College of Business and Economics, and Dean Dr. Sam Adu-Mirkeu of the College of Arts and Sciences. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Brooks, plenty have made the argument that there is no need for HBCUs anymore. So how do you feel about the mission of FSU to provide education opportunities to traditionally disadvantaged populations?
Well, I still believe strongly that there is a place for institutions like ours. There are still, there's plenty of students who need the sort of high-touch, supportive environment that we provide. I think we can expand our outreach, and we have expanded our outreach to populations that have not traditionally been well served. So, for example, now community college transfers, non-traditional age students, working adults. These are all students who have not in the past necessarily had a chance at a 4-year education and need some help to get through the rigors of a 4-year degree. So I think that there's still very much a place for an institution like ours.
Okay.
Well, I would echo many of John's comments. I would also speak to our current student population. If you walk in any one of our classes and any of the programs, I think, and you said, is there anyone there that's first generation college student, raise your hand, you'd see a number of hands be raised. There's still a huge need for a college like ours, and we're set up and structured in a way to specifically help that group of students. We have the support structure in place to help students that might be a little underprepared for college and help them grow, develop, and hopefully gain top-notch careers when they leave the university. So I would echo his comments that definitely the need is there and we see it every day.
Okay. What do you think is the biggest obstacle facing higher education today?
I would say funding. We need resources. If you take an institution like FSU, I'm not sure that we always get the percentage of support that our counterparts that are bigger do. But we assist students in much the same way as they do. So, and in many cases, I would argue that we rather need more support because of all the challenges that we have. So, funding to make sure that we continue to maintain program quality, funding to ensure that we are able to attract the best and the brightest faculty, such that we do not lose faculty to some of the bigger, well-endowed universities. So I would say the number one issue is making sure that institutions like FSU are fully funded at the level that would ensure that we continue to maintain the highest quality of programming, because we can do it and we have the evidence and we've done it.
Dr. Olion?
Well, I agree with Dr. Sam there that the funding is clearly something that we need to attract students, but we also have to look at the fact that our institution provides a place that other institutions may not provide in this world of a culturally diverse society, that people who come here are going to be engaged with people from all over the world. Our faculty are not regional. They come from all walks of life. They come from all continents, all states, many different countries. And so we need to be able to help our students get out into those kind of environments. So the funding is not only for our bricks and mortar, our buildings and our salaries and those kind of things, but to help our students have extracurricular activities, to help our students be able to travel abroad, to study abroad, to go to conferences and make presentations and carry the name of our university forward, because recruitment dollars are very limited for us, because we do use them for our day-to-day operations, but we need to be able to attract other students to let them know who we are, what we do, similar to what you're doing today. So we thank you.
Okay. In one word, how would you describe the future of higher education? Just one word.
Bright. Do I get to explain that
Yes,
word?
please
I mean,
expound on that.
I think, you know, there are funding challenges. There are even questions about the value of higher education. But the fact of the matter is that the future is going to require more education, not less. I mean, there is no evidence to the contrary. And so there's always going to be an expanding need for higher education, and it's going to be tough to figure out how to provide the best quality of education to the most students, but that's a good challenge. So I'm optimistic.
Okay. What about your jobs keeps you up at night?
I would say student issues.
Okay.
Student issues. There are times when you get an email from a student, either because a faculty member didn't respond to his or her email, or situations where the expectation of the student was not met. And I'm always looking out for those kinds of situations to say, what could we have done better? So for me, student issues are the issues that really keep me awake, hoping that we're doing the best possible to ensure that students are getting the type of experience that we want to. Because in the end, without the students, none of us will have a job.
And you?
You know, I would say careers. We talk a lot in the business school about creating career-ready graduates. We've taken that on as our responsibility. It's not our job to just get these students to graduate. It's our job to provide career pathways for them, so that when they leave FSU, there's a direction, there's a space, and that growth is rewarded with this career. And so several years down the line, when I'm calling them up about funding, say, Will, you remember the Dean for the College of Business and Economics? We would love for you to donate $10,000 to this organization, or for study abroad, or those types of things. So providing them that success is, to me, is something that I think about every day, to make sure that we're doing everything we can, so when that student crosses that stage, they're crossing into a career.
Okay. How do you maintain your work and life balance?
Well,
Balance.
balance. Let me see. My son told me about that. I think it changes as your career advances. When you're first starting, you're trying to do everything for everyone all the time, which means there's no time for you. Once you get comfortable in your position, and by that I mean comfortable in what is doable and what's not doable, things that are going to be long-term solutions, you can't fix it today, and you start to realize that if you don't take some time for yourself, your health will suffer, your family relationships will suffer, and ultimately that means you're going to suffer, your career is going to suffer. So coming to that realization sometimes takes time, and as we mentor younger people coming into administrative roles, that's something that we have to try to share with one another, you know, invite each other out to different things, talk about things other than work. Many times you have a cohort of people who have children around the same age, and they'll go to each other's birthday parties or soccer games or these kind of things, and those help to create that life balance, getting your spouses to come to some of the social events, coming to the wonderful events we have through our fine arts, performing and fine arts departments, being able to just spend some time relaxing, kicking back, and then when you get towards the end,
You see the light.
you see the light come on, and you say, I do not have to work all weekend and every night till 12 a.m. Because my mother used to say that to me. She would say, I thought when you went and got an education, you didn't have to work that hard.
Wow.
It was confusing to her why I was at work all day and then working at night. But during the day is when you have the interactions with the people. So it's during the night that you have to do all of that paperwork. And it's, you know, when you get it going, so it becomes a routine, then it becomes less likely that you'll be doing it at night. But if things keep changing, then you start all over again to routinize that. So it's doable, but usually it takes time to get comfortable with not having to be the Energizer bunny.
And how do you maintain?
Well, I think the only thing I would add to what Dr. Gillis-Olion has said is that you do have to, I mean, when we talk about work-life balance, I think you have to expect that you will work long hours. I mean, I don't know of an administrator who has less work than a faculty member, for example. So, you know, I think if you're not willing to roll up your sleeves and give it a good amount of time, you're not going to be successful. So I think the balance is at a different level, but you still have to find something to take your mind off of it, to force your mind off of it if need be, because the work is never ending, and you've got to take care of yourself.
Okay. Now, as deans of different colleges, are you all ever in competition with one another? Talk to me a little about that.
Always.
Tell me about the competition. I want to hear all about it. Let everybody speak at once.
You see, Sam has the biggest school,
Okay.
college.
All right.
So a
We're
lot
all
of
competing against him.
we're all competing against him.
All right.
And because, as we like to say, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to create a teacher. I can't create a teacher without the base that he lays and without John's base of recruitment and support through academic advising and those kind of things. So we compete, sort of, maybe, but we know that the more someone else gets, the better product we're going to have to work with. We share with the business school, for example. We share students who may want a concentration that we offer in education. Minors are all in the College of Arts and Sciences. So I understand, again, understanding that fiscal relationship, you can't have it all because you don't need it all.
Okay.
Well, we collaborate quite a bit. And Dr. Olion did mention we work together to receive a grant for a master's program at the College of Education and College of Business. So it's a friendly competition in that we like to take jabs at each other, but I think we all know that we're in the same boat, and the more we work together and do our jobs properly, the better chance our students have. Now, I said that's the three of us. Mr. 10 departments and 2 schools over here might feel a little differently.
Yes.
But,
And I would like to know your perspective on that, being that you have, a real big college.
Well, I would say that we really don't compete, really. I think we support each other, really, really. Because, for example, University College, they prepare all the freshmen before they get into their majors. So there's really not competition. We try to collaborate. We try to call on each other. Of course, you know, Dr. Olion, with all her experience, you know, I call her on her all the time in the areas of assessment with questions. Dr. Brooks with his skills in assessment, you know, data, I'm calling on them. And the same is true. You know, Lee, first time when he moved into there, he called me and said, Sam, what can I do? How have you done this? Do you have a template? So overall, I think we cooperate more than in any competition at all. And in fact, I don't even see that as competition.
Well, when you're the biggest one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so why did you select to choose Fayetteville State University, you know, to be a part of the faculty? What was it about at FSU that won you over?
Well, Fayetteville State seemed to me at the time a sort of right-sized university. It was big enough to have a number of different programs, education, business, number of arts and sciences, and a variety of extracurricular activities, clubs and organizations, but it was still small enough for us to have an individual relationship with students, one-on-one. You can know your students at Fayetteville State. There are large lecture halls, but they're rarely filled. I mean, because we believe in small classes and getting to know your students and helping each and every one because they come with a variety of needs and questions. So that's what attracted me, sort of right size.
Okay, all right. And one last question for you, Dr. Olion. Of course, one day you all will retire. What kind of legacy would you like to leave behind at the College of Education?
Well, I would like to leave behind a legacy of caring for not only the students we have, but the pipeline of students to come. One of the things that we realize is that the teachers that we produce and their ability to help children reach their fullest potential means that the next group of freshmen coming in will be better prepared. So I hope I leave a legacy of the idea that at Fayetteville State University, we are creating a cycle of students. They come in, they go out, they do good works in the community, they're able to find great jobs so that they can provide for their children, so that those children will have advantages that will hopefully ensure that they'll succeed. So I hope that bringing the university and the community together to do those things for all of our citizens is a legacy that I have spoken to, and through the various chancellors that I've been through here, seems to be something that each one of them comes in and says, I'm really interested in the community. I've been at 3 other institutions, and sometimes the gown town criticism is real, but I think here there's a blur between that line, and I hope that that legacy continues.
Okay, well, I thank you. I want to thank all 4 of you. We have 4 wonderful deans from Fayetteville State University, and thank you, the audience, for watching the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner.
So very much hypnotized. Familiar stranger, stranger. Wait, hold up, don't run, I don't bite. Familiar stranger.